You want to know why most people never touch the peak of their potential? Why, despite having talent, ambition, and dreams that burn bright, they still fall short? It's not because they lack opportunity. It's not because the world was unfair to them. It's because they leak their power. They scatter it, piece by piece, word by word, until there's nothing left to build with. They spend their energy explaining, oversharing, seeking validation from people who never had the power to lift them. And when the moment comes, the moment to create something extraordinary, they realize they're empty. See, privacy isn't silence. Privacy is strategy. It's not about isolation. It's about intention. It's your invisible armor, your unseen strength, your quiet fire. Privacy is power. Privacy is power. Do you know what destroys more dreams than failure ever could? It's not the lack of money. It's not lack of opportunity. It's exhaustion. People burn out long before they even start, because they pour all their energy into the wrong places, into defending, explaining, convincing, and proving. Every unnecessary conversation, every justification, every piece of your plan told to the wrong ear. It drains you. It chips away at the energy meant for your purpose. And when it's time to act, you're already tired of your own dream. Privacy isn't about secrecy for the sake of hiding. It's about preservation. Preserving the energy that was meant to create, not to convince. Think about it. Energy is the true currency of creation. Without it, nothing moves, nothing grows. Every masterpiece, every invention, every empire began with someone who learned the art of protecting their focus. You don't just lose energy through work, you lose it through words, through overexposure. Every time you tell someone your plan and they doubt it, you lose a little spark. Every time someone questions your vision, you start explaining instead of building. And by the time you finish explaining, your spirit is tired. Privacy is the safeguard against that exhaustion. It's the shield that keeps your certainty intact when the world pokes holes in it. When you keep your goals close, you protect them from premature exposure. Just like a seed can't grow when it's constantly dug up, your dreams can't flourish when they're dragged into the light too soon. They need the dark, the quiet, the safe soil of privacy, where energy can concentrate, expand, and evolve. That's what privacy gives you. It's not about hiding. It's about incubating greatness. Because when you preserve your energy, you sharpen your focus. You stop being scattered and start being intentional. You stop explaining and start executing. You stop defending and start building. That's when you realize privacy isn't just preference. It's a weapon. A strategy that keeps you alive in the long game of success. Mental clarity through silence. Look at the people you admire, the icons, the legends, the ones whose impact is undeniable. You'll notice something they all have in common. They don't talk too much. They don't broadcast every move, every plan, every thought. Because they understand that every word costs energy. They channel that energy inward, where it multiplies. They build in silence, so when they finally reveal, it hits like an explosion. Because while everyone else was talking, they were working. They were crafting, perfecting, evolving. Privacy is that invisible reservoir, the quiet force that fuels greatness. So stop bleeding your energy into the noise. Stop handing out your fire for free. Protect it. Guard it. Build with it. Because when you finally step out of the shadows, you won't just show up. You'll arrive with a force no one can ignore. You'll burn so bright that you won't just shine, you'll blind. Focused goals need fewer eyes. Noise is one of the greatest enemies of success. Not the noise of traffic or chaos, but the noise of opinions. The endless hum of people who've never built anything, but always have something to say. And most of the time, we invite that noise in ourselves. We broadcast our dreams to the world, hoping for applause, But instead, we receive criticism, doubt, and unsolicited advice. And here's the thing. Even if you're strong, even if you're confident, words find their way in. They start echoing in your quiet hours, whispering doubt into your once clear vision. What was once unshakable becomes uncertain. That's the poison of noise. Privacy eliminates that danger. When you move quietly, you deny others access to your process. You protect your clarity. You reclaim your focus. Because when it's quiet, truly quiet, you can hear your own instincts again. You can feel what's right without being clouded by 100 outside voices. You can refine your craft without interruption, without pressure, without judgment. The greatest achievements in history weren't built in front of an audience. They were born in silence, in concentration, in those invisible hours when no one was watching, when the world was asleep and the creator kept working. Privacy doesn't isolate you. It frees you. It takes you from being reactive to being proactive. It puts you back in control of your rhythm, your direction, your destiny. Privacy isn't silence for silence's sake. It's the space where focus breathes, where excellence takes root. Privacy as a success. Multiplier. The truth is, most people don't want to see you win. They want you predictable, ordinary, controllable. And the easiest way they do that is through noise. Noise is their weapon. So take that weapon out of their hands. When you protect your privacy, you eliminate noise. You sharpen your vision. You strengthen your conviction. You move faster. Because privacy multiplies progress. And in that quiet, you don't lose yourself. You find yourself. You find the clarity that noise steals. You find the strength that distraction weakens. Mystery becomes your advantage. Because mystery commands attention in a way loudness never will. The power of mystery. There's something magnetic about mystery. Something that makes the world lean in, curious, intrigued, wondering what's coming next. In a culture obsessed with exposure, where everyone is broadcasting their lives in real time, mystery has become rare. And whatever is rare becomes valuable. When you don't reveal everything, you gain leverage. You become unpredictable. Unpredictability is power. It keeps people guessing. It forces them to respect what they can't define. And when you finally reveal what you've been working on, it hits harder, it lands deeper, it lasts longer. Privacy builds mystery. Mystery builds influence. And influence, quiet, strategic, unshakable, builds legacy. The most unforgettable people don't show everything. They reveal with purpose. They let results speak louder than chatter. They let the world feel their impact before it ever understands it. Because true power doesn't chase attention. It commands it. Moving with purpose, not pressure growth, is not a straight line. It's messy, chaotic, and full of failure. But failure hurts 10 times more when the world is watching. Every misstep becomes a headline. Every stumble becomes judgment. Privacy removes that pressure. It gives you space to fail quietly, to learn privately, to rebuild without the weight of eyes on you. Without privacy, you hesitate. You stop experimenting. You play small because you're scared of being seen falling. But privacy gives you freedom. The freedom to fall, to rise, to evolve without fear. You can make mistakes and still move forward because no one's waiting to mock you. That's how you grow fast. Because all your energy goes into improving, not explaining. That's why quiet workers outgrow loud ones. Because while the loud are proving, the quiet are becoming. Privacy also saves you from premature recognition. Because fame without foundation destroys faster than failure ever could. When recognition comes too early, it crushes you under the weight of expectation. Privacy lets you grow roots before you rise. It lets you fail in peace and rise prepared. So protect your hidden season. Your silence is not a delay. It's development. Every unseen day is building strength that the world will one day call overnight success. Creating peace to build power peace is not a luxury. It's a necessity. Without peace, you have no clarity. Without clarity, no creativity. Without creativity, no courage. Yet people sacrifice their peace daily, letting opinions, noise, and comparison invade their mind. They think being open means being strong. But openness without boundaries is weakness. Privacy protects your peace. It builds the walls that keep chaos out and focus in. Because peace is not given, it's guarded. Your dreams already carry enough weight. They don't need the burden of other people's noise. When you live privately, you live lighter. You move with purpose. You see clearer. You act faster. Peace is what keeps you grounded when the storm hits. And privacy is how you protect that peace. Because when you can hear your own voice in a world that's shouting, that's real power. Outro. Respect your journey, so protect your energy. Guard your focus, cherish your silence. Because privacy builds peace. Peace builds strength. And strength, silent, unshakable, disciplined, builds destiny. Impact isn't about how often you speak. It's about how deeply you're felt when you finally do. In a world obsessed with noise, your silence will speak the loudest. Because when you work in quiet, you're not hiding. You're loading. You're stacking bricks. You're building something so powerful that when the world finally sees it, they'll call it legendary.